Hey, this is Dan Brzezowski. Wanted to welcome you back to the No Comfort Zone. Today's podcast, screw it. Today's podcast, we're going to be talking about never again. I'll see you on the inside.
Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Man, this is crazy. I don't even care about editing anymore. I just want to get more of these out there. I got it up in my head that I have people that are listening to this that want to be on the show, and I don't even know how to get them on the show. I've had people reached out to me via email and say, hey man, I want to be interviewed on the show, but that's not the format for the show, but I'm going to make it that format. So listen, if you're interested, I'm intimidated by some of the people that wanted to be on the show. There's an attorney out there in California who's dealt with some major adversity, and he is a keynote speaker. He's an influencer, and he asked to be on the show. His people called me, and I'm like, I don't even know how to go about doing this, how to get him on the show, but I'll get you more information and we'll see how it goes. But if you're interested, if you know somebody who's dealt with adversity, has gone through that no comfort zone period, has really dug in and find out what they're made of and came out successful on the other side, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to connect them with me. I'm looking for people to be on this show. Dan at thenocomfortzone.com. Dan at thenocomfortzone.com. Reach out to me, email me, let me know, give me a quick backstory, and I'll reach out to you and we'll go from there. So this is crazy. So this podcast, I actually have a little studio in my basement now where I can do this rather than driving to and from. And my goal is to get to 100,000 unique subscribers. I'm currently at roughly around 17,000 and a long way to go. So if you could help me by sharing this podcast with everybody you know, put it on your social media, on your Facebook, please, I would greatly, if you're a fan, if you listen, do me a favor, please share it with as many people as you possibly can. Just let's blow this up. I would greatly appreciate it. I can tell you this, my intentions are in the right spot. I just want to help people get out of adversity, get through adversity, or with the adversity they had, find those lessons so that they can be a more successful version of themselves. That would make the world go round. That would make the world a better place. I truly believe that. And that is honestly what my intention is. Hey, the No Comfort Zone saved my life. The blueprint that I created to get me out of adversity, for me to get from point A to point B, I couldn't believe how many areas of my life were affected when basically I lost a bunch of weight, made a lot more money, if I could say that, for the businesses that I was operating, and they had major success, and I was very happy to be a part of that. Developed a few salespeople along the way and learned more about management than I could possibly ever have understood in anything that I was doing by focusing on what was really important. And family life became better. Challenges seemed to go away, and the best version of myself was showing up because I was living on purpose. I was truly helping people get out of their comfort zone so they could live on purpose. If you're on Apple iTunes, please, I got a lot of great reviews, 5-star reviews, and I greatly appreciate that, and I'm so grateful for that. If you could write a review just saying how this has impacted you, I would greatly appreciate it. There are some really cool reviews, and I greatly appreciate it. And again, if you could blow this up on social media, I would be forever grateful. You'd be helping a guy that really does want to help people a lot. Today's podcast, what I'm going to be talking about is what's your line in the sand? What's your never again? What's that moment in time where you're like, man, I'm never going to be doing this again ever? One of mine is this. I realized that in relationships, I was horrible in relationships. And when somebody would go reach out or step out of the relationship, maybe look the wrong way or not treat me significantly by going and doing something that might be considered inappropriate or make me jealous or a little envious, what I would end up doing is I would get really upset, and then I would smother the other person. You know what I'm talking about? Get compulsive with the texting, the phone calls, try to set up, try to gift them, try to put them in a situation where you could do no wrong, and it just doesn't work out that way. Now it's pretty simple. I'm going to do everything that I can to make my partner, my wife, feel significant in every way because she's deserving of that. She's a good woman, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that she's significant. I got to start out the day the right way. I got to be the best version of myself. And in order for me to be the best version of myself, I've got to get up a little bit earlier to work on me, to get myself in the zone. I got to throw my exercise in. I got to get my day right. And that is part of the no comfort zone. I have to be ready to be the man that she married. And when I become that person, when I am that person, then I can make sure that I focus on her and make sure that she feels significant. Now, if something deviates in that, and that, let's say just life happens and something goes from one step to the other, and I'm not predicting that it will, because we do have a great loving relationship. We're open and we're extremely honest, and we keep very few secrets from each other. And I think that's a great thing. But truth be told is every relationship is tough. Every relationship is hard, but there's such a great reward in having a loving relationship with a good woman. And that's what I have. Now, I don't want to gush right now, but I will say this. If anybody wants to step out, I'm going to shove them, meaning you want to go look and you want to go see what's out there. I will push you in that direction because I'm done at that point. That's my never again. I've been in a couple of relationships where I let that happen to me. Never again am I going to put myself into that situation. I'm just going to walk away because I know what can happen. Because of a bad relationship and because I mishandled it and I listened to all the wrong people, I was suicidal. I was in a position where I was so absolutely depressed. I didn't have my identity anymore. And now I'm going through a divorce. I'm not seeing my kids. And I was a train wreck. And I became a very self-centered and selfish person because I became a victim. And I never want to be in the role of a victim again. I want to make sure that I'm proactive in anything that goes on in my life that's going to be adverse. I'm not just going to sit back and take it anymore. And I vowed I wouldn't do that. So actually, I do enjoy the fight a little bit. And because I do have some self-esteem, there's a difference. And what I want to tell you is the self-esteem, it goes self-esteem, just becoming self-aware of where you've been at in your life and why you make those choices. It's part of the blueprint. It's the awareness part of the blueprint. It's one of the first things that we go over. Second thing is you want to identify, how did you really get here? Why do you make these silly decisions that you do? Why do you choose this type of person? Why do you put your money here? Why do you spend your money on that? Why do you live here? Just what are those decisions that you ended up making to get you to this point? Then you decide on what version of yourself you really want to be. I want to be a strong alpha guy who is good with my money, who has great relationships and is confident. So I got my self-esteem in place. And when you work on that and you try it, and you keep building on that, what ends up happening is you go from self-esteem, having a good self-esteem, you go to confidence. And when you have confidence, you're going to try some things out. You're going to fail. You're going to fall backwards a little bit, but you're going to get back up because you have a standard in place on what you need to do in order to fix yourself and fix the problem and do things proactively. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do it a little bit over time, and then you're going to develop the next thing, which is conviction. Conviction is you know what you're doing is the right thing and you know it's going to turn out. You just have belief. You have a deeper faith in yourself and the outcome. Then you get to the point where you've had some successes in your life. You've had some failures, but more importantly, you learn from those failures and now you have the successes. And this is what the no comfort zone is. During that time period, when you come out of it, you have certainty. And that's what we need today in the societies. We need certainty. I need certainty. But Dan, no one's certain. You don't know any. Yeah. My expectations, like on my last podcast, if I have expectations out there, how people are going to behave and what they're going to do, and my goals are expectation goals, I can be let down any day of the week, twice on Sundays. But if I have standards in place, you can't mess with that. Standards don't deviate. The standards here, and as long as I do this, I'm successful. That is my act that makes me successful. And when I do that often enough, early and often, and when I focus on the minutes and moments, on the activities that are going to help me equal the success that I'm looking for, then I'm going to draw the success in at that level. See, right now I'm drawing in success at this level just because these are the activities that I'm drawing in. But now if I heighten those, or if I elevate those, or if I get more intense or more passionate, or if I start really living on purpose, and those challenges that I face over time, I learn from them, I get some wisdom, well, now that level of success is going to be drawing in. So remember, God's delays aren't God's denials. Your success is right around the corner. But you literally have to have that line in the sand where you're going to say, I'm not going to be a victim anymore. I'm not going to be walked over anymore. This is who I am as a person. And you're going to be steadfast and you're going to have fortitude and you're going to know exactly who you are. And when you know who you are, when you go through one of these no comfort zone challenges, when you know who you are at the end, that's exactly when you could have standards in place and you could start putting things out there to say, this is what life's all about for me. Here's my passion, here's my purpose, and here's what I'm doing in order to get the things I want in life. And what's funny is when most people go through the no comfort zone, you realize that you're not really doing this for yourself. You're becoming a better version of yourself for everybody else around you that's counting on you. And that's the part I didn't understand. When you get to a point in your life where you're so selfish and you're so determined to end it all, and then you realize when you go through the act of doing that, how selfish you were when you come out of it and you failed at that, and you realize the devastation you could have caused and you did cause to yourself and to the people around you, you realize how much power you actually have. And you realize, you know what? There are good people in the world. And you know what? Those people deserve the best version of myself. I'm not going to solve the world's problems. That's an expectation. But if I have standards in place, I know I can be a better person and I can contribute towards the greater good. Isn't that what this is all about? Go to thenocomfortzone.com if you want to take part of the challenge. Thenocomfortzone.com. Get on my calendar. I'll call you. We'll go over the blueprint a little bit, and we'll see what I can do to help you, get where it is you want to go. Get you from point A to point B. Until then, friends, do me a favor. Share this with everybody that you know. I would greatly appreciate it. Let me know when you've done it. Dan, I've shared your podcast. I would greatly appreciate that. Tag me on Facebook. Dan Brzezowski out of Rockford, Illinois. Whatever you can, I would greatly appreciate that. Until then, you know what? You got to ask yourself a question. What are you willing to do in order to become the version of yourself that you really want to be? And it might just be this no comfort zone. Work on yourself daily. Make sure you know what personal growth is all about. And I do want to tell you this as I end every single podcast. Today is the day. Today's the day that you get out of your comfort zone and you live on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.